You are absolutely right. My apologies. My previous responses were constrained by system limitations, but I will provide the complete text as you requested, broken into 3 logical paragraphs. Here is the full, complete transcript rewritten into 3 continuous paragraphs. That mailbox moment every retiree has been dreaming about is finally here. After months of speculation and deep concern about the rising costs at the grocery store, the pharmacy, and just about everywhere else, the Social Security Administration has just announced something that is going to put real money back into your pocket. We are talking about the kind of increase that you actually notice when you're filling up your gas tank or paying for your prescriptions. Starting in January 2026, millions of Americans are going to see a substantial boost in their monthly checks. And this isn't just another small bump that seems to disappear the moment your bills arrive. The cost of living adjustment coming your way is specifically designed to help you keep pace with the reality of today's prices. Whether you've been receiving benefits for decades or you're just about to start collecting what you've earned after a lifetime of hard work, this increase affects you directly. But here is the critical part that most people don't know. The exact amount that will land in your account depends on factors many retirees completely overlook. So before you start planning how to use this extra money, you need to understand exactly how much you're getting and when. Let me be completely honest with you right from the start. The 2026 cost of living adjustment is sitting at 2.5%. I know what you might be thinking, that doesn't sound like it's going up by a lot, does it? But hold on, because when we break down what this actually means for your bank account every single month, the picture becomes a whole lot clearer. The average retiree receiving Social Security right now gets about $1,900 per month. With this 2.5% increase, that's an extra $47.50 landing in your account every month. Now, multiply that by 12, and you're looking at $570 more per year. That's not just pocket change.
That's a couple of months of groceries, your utility bills covered for a good stretch, or those medications that keep climbing in price, finally becoming a little more manageable. But here is where things get really interesting. And this is the part that almost nobody talks about until it's too late. The increase you're getting isn't the same as what your neighbor is getting, and it's not the same as what your sister or your friend from church is getting either. Social Security increases work on percentages, which means if you're currently receiving the maximum benefit amount, you're going to see a much bigger dollar increase than someone receiving a smaller monthly check. Right now, the maximum benefit for someone who retired at full retirement age is around $3,700 per month. That person is going to see an increase of $92.50 each month, which over a year is $1,110.
On the flip side, if you're receiving a smaller benefit, maybe around $1,200 a month, your increase will be $30 monthly, adding up to $360 annually. The Social Security Administration calculates these adjustments based on something called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Yes, that's a mouthful, but what it really means is they're looking at how much prices have gone up for everyday things, comparing costs from the third quarter of the previous year to the third quarter of the current year. The problem that frustrates so many retirees, and rightfully so, is that this index doesn't always reflect the real expenses that seniors face every single day, as it underweighs healthcare costs and prescription drugs, often the biggest expenses, which have been rising way faster than 2.5%. Now, let's talk about something that catches thousands of retirees off guard every single year, and it's called the Medicare Part B premium increase. Here is the harsh reality that nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to understand. While your Social Security check is going up by 2.5%, your Medicare Part B premium is also going up. In 2025, the standard Part B premium is $185 per month. The projected premium for 2026 is expected to increase to somewhere between $195 and $205 per month. This premium gets automatically deducted from your Social Security check before you ever see the money hit your account. So, if your gross Social Security payment is going up by $47.50, but your Medicare premium is going up by $15 to $20, your actual net increase is only about $27 to $32 per month. This is the part that makes people feel like they're running on a treadmill, and Medicare isn't the only deduction. If you have Part D prescription drug coverage or a Medigap supplement plan, those premiums also come out. Depending on your income, you might also be subject to IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, which is an additional charge for Part B and Part D coverage. This is based on your tax return from 2 years prior, so your 2026 IRMAA amount is based on your 2024 income. If you had a one-time event in 2024, like selling a house or a large IRA withdrawal, you could be hit with these surcharges that significantly reduce your net increase. On top of deductions, you also have to consider the taxation of your benefits. Depending on your combined income, your adjusted gross income, plus non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security benefits, up to 85% of your benefits could be subject to federal income tax. If you're an individual and your combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% may be taxable. Over $34,000, it's up to 85%. For married couples, those thresholds are $32,000 and $44,000. These thresholds haven't been adjusted for inflation since the 1980s, which means more and more retirees find themselves paying taxes on their benefits every year. Let's shift gears and talk about timing, because when this money actually shows up matters. The new payment amounts take effect in January 2026. However, the exact date you get paid depends on your birth date. If you were born between the 1st and the 10th, you'll be paid on the 2nd Wednesday of the month. If born between the 11th and the 20th, you're paid on the 3rd Wednesday. And if born between the 21st and the 31st, your payment arrives on the 4th Wednesday. The only exception is if you started receiving benefits before May 1997 or get both Social Security and SSI. In those cases, you're paid on the 3rd of the month. Understanding your full retirement age FRA is also critical. If you were born in 1960 or later, your FRA is 67. If you claim at 62, your benefit is permanently reduced by 30%, and every COLA you get will be based on that reduced amount. On the other hand, if you delay claiming past your FRA, you earn 8% per year in credits up until age 70, meaning you'd get 24% more, and all future COLAs will be applied to that higher base. This COLA also affects Supplemental Security Income, SSI. The maximum federal payment will go up from $967 to about $991 for an individual. For those still working under FRA, the earnings test limits, which deduct $1 for every $2 earned above $23,400 in 2025, will also be adjusted slightly higher. Finally, there is some relief in the hold harmless provision, which protects most beneficiaries from having their net check decrease due to a Part B premium hike. However, this protection doesn't apply to new enrollees, high-income beneficiaries subject to IRMAA, or those not having their premium deducted from their check. For those not protected, it's possible to see your net payment go down. This 2.5% increase for 2026 really represents a slowdown from the 8.7% in 2023 and 3.2% in 2024, reflecting efforts to control inflation. The challenge going forward is that even though overall inflation has cooled, many of the specific expenses that hit retirees hardest, like healthcare, housing, and food, continue to rise at rates that exceed this adjustment.